Hey, hello, welcome to the part 41 of this playlist. If by now you are not a subscriber, please take this opportunity to subscribe. Why? Because you get access to tons of cloud certification content. Which cloud? AWS, Azure, GCP. You won't want to miss that. Let us jump into the questions. This is question 193. What happened to questions 1 to 192? They are all on this playlist. All of them on this playlist. So hurry up if you have not subscribed. Subscribe to this channel. There is also an opportunity to click the join button, become a member with a very small premium. That way you can get access to the full set of questions. Now let us decode this question. There are three of them. In the exam, you would get such questions. There would be three questions. You need to select yes or a no. Now the first one is saying North America is a single region. Like, do we know what is cloud? Why do we go on cloud? Because your data is safeguarded. These are your data centers, and you can achieve your sustainable goals, and you can create an infrastructure of tomorrow. And if you see the infrastructure, it's made up of physical infrastructure and then connected network components. Now let us see what is a region. It is a set of data centers deployed with latency defined perimeters. Now if you see from geographical standpoint, you got data centers all across the globe. Let us look at it. This is how it is connected. It looks scary, man, because too less of land and most of the area is water. So North America, it's made up of different regions. Now we are not talking about American states like Arizona, Texas. We are not talking of that, but North America is huge, man. It's huge. So that is not a single region. There are multiple regions. For example, Ohio may be a different region. So it's no, it is not a single region. So no is the answer. Every Azure region has multiple data centers. That's correct. Each region has multiple data centers, which are also kind of availability zones. And then data transfer between Azure services located in different regions are always free. So my friend, nothing is free in the world except your father mother's home and the food they offer. Nothing is free. So this would be the answer, the final one. Now let us look at this one. You have deployed Azure virtual machines, which you can create Linux and Windows based VMs. You can create them in seconds and reduce the cost. So you have Azure VMs, you are putting some services, and then you want to ensure that if a single data center fails, your service should still be running. So what do we do in this scenario? We go for a multi-AZ deployment. It expands the level of control and you can make your applications highly available. But the solution here they have provided is to use scale sets. What are scale sets? If you see, it lets you create and manage a group of load balanced VMs. In the AWS world, there is something called auto scaling. This is same. It will automatically increase or decrease the number of VMs based on the demand. If thousands of users log in, it will create more VMs. Like if it started with 2 VM, if thousands of users log in, it might create 10 VMs. So scale sets, it lets you create and manage a group of load balanced VMs. That's what we saw. So scale sets are auto scaling options. So what happens if a data center fails? Even if you have scale sets, you will lose the entire application because all the VMs are on the same data center. So the answer would be no. This will not work. You should you should do a multi-AZ deployment. So you should be notified when Microsoft plans to perform maintenance that can affect the resources. That means Microsoft has a maintenance window. In any production environment, you have a maintenance window. Even for example, you have your banks like Bank of America or ICICI in India. They have some maintenance windows, most likely over the weekend for a few hours. At night, they take that maintenance window. So you want to be notified, right? So if you want to be notified, what should you use? Should you use monitor? So this will help you with, you know, collecting and analyzing on telemetry. Like you have various KPIs you want to detect and diagnose, or you have set of activities who logged in, who accessed the database, and so on. In that case, you use monitor, but it will not tell you like, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a downtime and I want to notify this to you. It will not do that. Now let us look at service health. So service health will give you alerts, and that is what we want, and it will give you guidance for Azure service issues. So that is exactly what we want. Now it can be like there are certain Azure service incidents or planned maintenance, anything. It can be planned, it can be unplanned, it can be planned, it can be unplanned. So this is my answer. Now advisor, it is your guide to best practices. So it will help you assess how well architected your workloads are. It will give you guidance and fast remediations and adherence to best practices. This is wrong because it is not going to alert on planned maintenance. The last one is Trust Center. It has a plethora of services for enterprise mobility, 365, and so on. This will not send alerts. So this is the final answer. By the way, this brings us to the end of this part. Please hit the subscribe button. So please hit the subscribe button. This brings us to the end of this part. This channel is totally dedicated to help you clear cloud certifications, primarily AWS, GCP, and Azure. This brings us to the end of part 41. Do not forget to click the join button. At a very small premium, you can get access to all the certification content. Those are very important to clear the cloud certifications.